seconds. All right, go ahead and have a seat. So now we are getting into the percent part of where we're gonna learn how to find the percent, the part, and the whole of each one of those. All right, so it says the sale for today is high definition TVs, now 25% off, normally $500. All right, it says, number one, in the advertisement above, if you want to determine how much money we will save, are we looking for the part, the percent, or the whole? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do stand up, sit down kind of thing. So stand up if you said the part. All right, have a seat. Stand up if you said the percent. Okay, and then stand up if you said the whole. All right. So let's talk about the information that we have inside of our advertisement. We have this. What does that tell us?
The percent.
Tells us the percent. So we know we're not finding the percent. So if you wrote percent, you raise your answer. All right, now you're looking for the part and the whole. This is where it gets a little confusing because if you don't know part from the whole, then you're gonna struggle a little bit. What does the $500 represent?
The whole.
No, what does it represent? Stop calling out and actually listen to my question. Cooper.
It represents how much money the TV is, like normal.
Yes, so it's your full total price. All right, so technically this is your representation of the whole. All right, so if you wrote whole, go ahead and erase that. So you are looking for the part. So if you picked part, you are correct. So what clues led you to your decision in question number one? Jack?
I saw that the 25%, I saw percent, so I crossed that off, and I saw the $500 after the delivery, so I knew that that was the
Hold on, baby. You saw the word percent? Okay, and then what was the other one?
I saw the $500 and figured that was the whole, so there was only one left.
Well, how did you know that was the whole? Because who cares, it's $500.
It says normally $500.
Okay, so it's very important that you do have those keywords in there. So where, you know, you're saying you saw the word percent or you saw the word normally. Those are important keywords for you to be able to pull out of your question. All right, number 3 says, how much money do you think you would save if you purchased one of these TVs? This is not you doing the calculations. This is what you guessed. So if you did the calculations, don't raise your hand. Because that's not what you were supposed to do. Is it? What does it say? About. That means you are guessing about how much you think you're gonna save. So those of you who did not do the calculations, what do you think?
Is it fair if we did it as a head and do it?
Yeah.
No, because that's doing the calculations. Brennan? Nope, that's doing the calculations.
I'd say maybe around $100.
Perfect. So we have $100 is one option, all right? Anybody else have an option?
125.
No. Why am I not taking 125? That is the answer. You're not just gonna pull the number 125 out of your hat and be like, oh, I think this is it. No. Krishna,
About 120.
I'll take that. Okay, anything else?
Around
150, all right. Are any of these answers wrong? Why are they not wrong?
Yeah.
Ethan,
Because they said about.
it's about. It's your guess of what you think. Okay? Give me one more. I don't care if you wrote it down or not, just come up with one. River, 175. Alright, now, how do you get your answer for number 3? So what, obviously, the answer is 125. So for those of you who got 100, why are the bells ringing?
I think they rang when we were out at the car line.
No, what in the world? Okay, yeah, it was super weird this morning. So if you got 125, please walk me through how you got that, Michaela.
So I did 500 divided by 100 to see what 1% was, and then I multiplied that by 25.
Equals 1% and then times 25. Okay, perfect. All right. Ace, what'd you do?
I divided 500 by 4 because I know that 100 divided by 4 is 25, so I thought that would work.
You said, say that last part again.
I know that 100 divided by 4 is 25.
Yes.
So I thought I could get the answer by dividing 500.
Perfect. Okay. Give me one more strategy that we use. Or even.
So I saw that 25% is equal to 1/4, so I divided 500 by 4.
So you said 25% equals 1/4. And then you said what?
I divided 500 by 4.
Okay. If you did not use one of these strategies, that's fine. Okay, but if you use one of those strategies, great. If you didn't use any strategies, pick one of those and write it down. Make sure you have it on your phone. All right. Because I love y'all so much, I'm gonna go ahead and cut your notes off from your practice problems because I know each and every one of you, 92% of you, will not be listening to the notes part, and you'll be completing the practice problems part. So,
I thought you were going to go to the test.
oh no, that's Tuesday.
Yeah, because when you grin like that, I think the opposite of what you're saying. So I think you're
Since I love you.
I'm saying because I know you guys so well that nobody will listen to the actual instructional part, and y'all will just be trying to get your work done.
I thought you were gonna be like 8 lessons of math this week.
84 lessons of math?
Don't give her ideas. Don't give her ideas.
You meant 800.
So Cooper just said he really loves Smash Math and he wants 84 lessons.
No,
So
I
you
said
guys-
8. I said 8. I said 8. I said 8.
That's still bad.
Totally.
Still bad.
No.
Don't give her ideas.
Carlos said don't. This kid.
It's not impossible. You
It's
just
not
want to-
impossible. You just have to learn every day. If you don't
I don't touch grass anyway. I just stay watch anime. I'm not lying.
What about outside? Like our fun part. What do you do?
Miss Kenny, listen. Miss Kenny.
I'm
Charles
very,
said.
very, very lazy.
No.
Miss Kenny. Charles said don't give her ideas.
Right.
You have to say
Reading this, I thought this.
No ideas.
I don't remember what was asking.
I think I did the
I did the math.
I did the math.
What about the times I fall down?
That's okay. Alright, so we're going to provide a little bit of expressions, equations, aka algebra, into our lesson today, even though we have not technically talked about algebra.
I'm just a pre-algebra.
Guys, hush. Bring it back. Alright, so up here it says now that you understand what a percentage is, we know how to determine whether we are seeking the part, percent, hush, or the whole. We are ready to tackle the percent of a number problem. To do this, we will use the percent proportion equation. This equation is really good, and the reason I like this equation is simply because it's always the same. And it's just simply substituting one thing in that's missing. Alright, so the P will stand for part. The W stands for whole. The percent symbol obviously stands for your percent. Go ahead, Joseph. And then the 100 is always in the bottom right corner. Why do you think 100 always goes to the bottom right corner? Christian?
So the whole is always gonna be at 100.
The whole is out of 100?
Or the percent is gonna be at 100.
The percent is always out of 100. Sorry. The percent is always out of 100, so it will always go over 100. Alright, since we know how to solve the proportion, all we need to do is substitute the two values we are given into the proportion and solve for the variable. Now, raise your hand and tell me, what does the word variable mean? What does variable mean? What do you think, Ethan?
I think it's when like instead of like the missing number, it goes like 2 plus x equals 5.
So it's the unknown number, and we use a letter for it. We will always use x, and here it's going to tell you to use like the p, the w, whatever. No, we are always going to use x. So whenever we're going through this and we're looking for the different parts, whatever we're missing, that's where you put the x down. Alright, so we are using the example from the warm-up problem today. What is 25% of 100? Determine whether you're looking for the part, the percent, or the whole. We recognize that we are looking for the what? The part. Substitute the two known values into the percent proportion equation and leave a variable, sorry. Leave a variable in place for the unknown value. So our 25 goes where the percent symbol is, and our 500 goes where the W is. So x over 500 equals 25% of 100. So this is you setting up the problem. Okay? Solve the proportion for the variable using any methods learned in the previous units. So we're going to talk about these three methods. All right, and it's actually up here on the board because that's what my first two classes are actually taking their test on today and tomorrow. So some of these you've seen before. It's just adding an extra step in. Some of them you're going to be like, hey, this looks like unit rate. And then the other ones you're going to be like, it's just there. All right, so you have the side-to-side method, the up and the down method, and then the cross-product method. How many of you guys have ever heard of the cross-product? Cross-multiply. All right, cross-multiply is one of those, it always works in a clutch because you cross-multiply and divide. The division part is where you get confused sometimes because you're either dividing the number above or the number below, depending on where your variable is. So we're going to plug in our information into each one of these and we're going to solve them. All right, so x goes, we're not going to put an x up there, we're going to actually put our answer. So 500 goes here, 25 goes here. So you have an arrow, just like in unit rates, we're trying to determine which way we're going, right? So this arrow is going from 100 to 500. So what do you multiply 100 by to get 500, Jeremiah?
5.
So if I multiply the bottom by 5, Jeremiah, what do I gotta do to the top?
You gotta multiply it by 5.
All right, so 100 times 5, and then I'm gonna do 25 times 5, which gives me 125. All right, yes.
So if we had the part, would just go the other way.
We'll talk about it. So that is the side-to-side method, aka looks very much like what?
What the heck?
Looks like unit rate without the one in the bottom place. Alright, so this one, we're doing the same thing. We're putting the same numbers in, and we're just doing it a different way. So now, you have your arrows going up. Your arrows can also go down if you need to. In this instance, we're going from a bigger number to a smaller number, so what are we gonna be doing? We're gonna divide. Alright, so divide by 4 on one side, which means I'm going to divide by 4 on the other side. 500 divided by 4 is going to give me 125. Okay, that's the second method you can use. The last method is this one. This is what I taught my first and second period. You cross multiply, then you divide. Okay, so essentially I'm going to do 500 times 25, and then I'm going to do this answer divided by 100. So what is 500 times 25? Anybody know? Come on, y'all. 12,500.
Yeah,
Right?
I knew that. Definitely.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I knew that. And I really like this method when you're finding the part because it's super easy. If you have a really nice number here. So we have 100 or 12,500 divided by 100. I just cross off my zeros and I get my answer. If everything works out nicely. Now it doesn't always work out that nice, but when it does, it's nice. So those are the three methods. Now, when you go into your practice problems today, you have to use one of those methods. You can use all of those methods. Like, if one problem works really well for cross product, fantastic. If the next one works really well for the side-to-side method, perfect. I want you to use the one that works the best for your problem. Okay? But you have to show your work. You have to show the setup. You cannot just go straight to 500 divided by 4. You got to show me how you're getting that. I know you will not like me now, but you will thank me later. Or we can just continue to be disrespectful. That works for me too. I mean, y'all have already lost one Friday based off of your behaviors as a whole class. And we're gonna keep on going. Cool, keep. Are you done? The two of y'all, are you done? You are allowed to work around the room. You don't need to work with partners. The other thing, you are going to need to go in on your practice problems today, and you're going to need to essentially annotate. So for example, what number is 25% of 68? You're looking at 25% 68. Okay? Or if you feel like what number is the important part, you gotta annotate. Down here, especially, because that's an actual word problem itself. You may work around the room. Do not open your mouth. When you are done, and you are bringing this to me so I can check it. Check and see if there's all your work right here on this piece of paper. You don't have to